views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Get ready to experience the truth. Welcome to Truth Talk Radio with your host, Deb Acker. Truth Talk Radio is the hit show that will illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. Unleash your intuitive nature while Deb helps you stop looking outside yourself for value and happiness, break through patterns, and move into your authentic truth at lightning speed. Truth Talk Radio will leave you feeling lighter, help you live with more presence, passion, and clarity, and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Now here's your host, Deb Acker.
Hello, everyone. I'm Deb Acker, and you are listening to Truth Talk on Transformation Talk Radio. Stay with me for the next hour as I help you experience the truth, nothing but the truth. Each month on the first and third Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, I'll have some of the most gifted, inspiring, and unique souls, speakers, and authors helping to move you into more light, love, and, of course, truth. And before we get started today, I'd like to start out today's show with an intention. And my intention for today's show is that everyone that needs to hear this conversation hears it, and that you leave feeling expansive, inspired, lit up, and open to receiving the awarenesses and energies that want to come through. So today we are actually going to do something a bit different. My amazing intuitive virtual assistant Elizabeth Jackson and I regularly have these delicious conversations. And on today's show, we want to share some of the amazing awarenesses and energies that come through in the course of our chats. So don't worry, in 2017, we're going to have some more amazing guests on our show, including Hay House author Rebecca Campbell and Meet Mindful, the consciousness dating site founder Amy Baglin. But in the meantime, today, I want to explore stepping into your power. Welcome, Elizabeth. How are you?
Hi, Deb. Thank you very much. I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah, I'm so excited. We're gonna have such a juicy, fun conversation today.
Yeah, just as you were talking about the upcoming shows, I got all excited because I thought, oh, I can't wait for those as well.
Yeah, they're gonna
Great
be super
guests.
fun. Yeah, no, I can't wait.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
Awesome.
So stepping into our power. So why is that so? What does that look like, and why is that so important right now? You know, as we go from the threshold from one year to another.
Yeah. So 2017, one of the biggest energies that's coming up in 2017 is really it's the invitation, it's the challenge of really stepping into our power. And so many times, and historically in the past, many times we've sort of been reliant on other people to really help us create our world, right? Help us to really, open to what's calling, right? But, even with the election, right? You look at the election and it's like no longer can you just be where life's just happening to you or what I always call victim energy, which when I say victim, I'm always talking about, just sort of you not creating your reality, but life just actually, you kind of just letting life happen to you and you not really stepping up and choosing. And so 2017 is the year of 2017 is really, it's like that invitation. It's that challenge of saying like, okay, it's time for us to really step into our power. It's time for us to really own what we want to create in our worlds and really allow us to really move towards that versus just sort of like, okay, I'm just going to go to work every day. Or if you're in a relationship that's not truly satisfying, just allowing that to be. Instead, 2017 is really the year to become really conscious. Is my life really the life that I want? And if not, what does that life and that, what does that look like if I'm going to really create my reality, if I'm going to create my relationships, if I'm going to create my career, if I'm going to create the abundance in my life, and if I'm going to even create my friendships and family, what does that all look like? And how do I go back about stepping into that place from my own power versus, I with like the victim energy of like life's just happening can bring up a really common energy about being rescued and like rescue syndrome. And it's it's definitely really common, I think, especially for women, where it's like, oh, I'm going to meet a partner and he's going to have money and he's going to be able to take care of me, and I don't have to be quote unquote responsible for my life. And there's a big shift that's going on right now to really start to say, no, I'm taking responsibility. I'm going to take ownership of my life, and I'm going to move towards that.
So I just thought it was fascinating there, the way that you brought in historically, and it just pinged to the top of my mind that we are now actually in a time where technology allows us to, bend time and space, and really gives us a voice as well, doesn't it? So yeah. Yeah,
no, like we're having that opportunity to really, it's like part of stepping into your power is really having that voice, right? Speaking your truth, owning what you truly desire. And really, it's really just like about sort of like letting go of needing to have the control in the old-fashioned sense of control, but stepping up from a place of like, this is my truth, this is what I desire, this is what I want to move towards, and allowing it to come from this more of an organic place versus a place of force or versus a place of really pushing.
Fascinating.
I
actually took notes on that because I thought, oh gosh, this just sounds really interesting. So this is about 2017. So this is like stepping into the energy. So what's kind of going on? Because your life is super interesting. I'm very lucky. I get to speak to you quite frequently. What kind of things are coming up for you at the moment?
Yeah, so it's been really, really interesting. Like over the weekend, I actually got sick, and it was interesting because as weird as this is going to sound to everyone that's listening right now, I actually sort of wanted to play with that energy. Like I was very curious about it because it's like totally weird, right? But like so I felt like okay, so I set an intention about, I was listening to, it was like years ago, maybe like 2 years ago now, I was listening to a show and I heard somebody say that they took, I think it was either headaches or sore throats out of their awareness or just getting sick. They like basically took it out of their reality. And being like a powerful creator, I believe we're all powerful creators in our reality, right? If we choose to step into our power, and if we choose to really create our world. So when I heard that, I was like, that is a really interesting idea. Like, I'm gonna choose that. Like, of course, like who wants to get sick? Like, I'm like, no, that sounds really interesting. Like it never had dawned on me that could even be something that quote unquote we could choose, or that's, something that we could create. And so about 1.5 or 2 years ago, I decided to take that really out of my reality. And this was for sore throat specifically, because I used to, when I was in the corporate world, I used to get I created them, I believe, because it was a way to like kind of get out of work for a while, right? It was like, okay, if I get sick and I get so, far knocked out, then I don't have to, do the job that wasn't really exciting me, that wasn't really calling to me. And so,
and also with your throat, that's your voice, isn't it? That's not speaking your truth.
Exactly. So it's like, and again, it's like, you talk about not speaking your truth, and it's like even being able to speak out, okay, this is not what I want in my life, or even just speaking up and saying, I don't want to go to work. Instead, it's like I created a diversion.
Yeah, it's really difficult to just wake up and say, do you know what? I really just hate my job and all the career that I've worked so hard for like a decade. I just hate it. It's not working for me anymore.
Right. It's much better to get sick. It's much better to just create a diversion to get to
like a gradual realization is a bit easier, isn't it?
totally. So I did that, and they were awful. Like it was the worst thing that I could, I really created them really awfully. And so I made this decision that I was going to stop doing that. And then since then, I was I haven't at all. I've had occasional colds, but never, I have not had any issues with my throat at all, which has been amazing. Right. And so this week, for some reason that entered into my awareness, and I was like, I wonder if I can create this, which is really weird. Right. I was I wonder if I can create this. And I just played with it. Right. I was because I always perceive, us getting sick really as an energy upgrade anyways. And so it's kind of one of those things where, my body's getting upgraded, right? I'm stepping up to move into the next energies that I'm meant to move into, to create again from those new energies, whatever is coming up in my life that I really want to move towards and create. And so, so I played with it. I still I got a little sick, and it was okay, I basically was okay, 2 days I'm out, and I'm done. I'm ready to go back. And so just decided that and moved from that, and ended up, feeling a ton better, just, in a quick period of time. Right. Cause I always think, the part of what I play from is time's an illusion, right? Time, we've created time as a whole. And so I'm okay, it used to be where I was out for 7 or 8 days. And now it's okay, no, I want to be back in the, back in the swing of things in a couple of days. So that was
I need you back.
Right. Totally. Exactly. So I was all right, I'm going to choose this. I'm going to do that. So it was really fun. It was a really fun experiment, right? And I was able to really expand and open into this energy of being that powerful creator, and how can I choose that, and how can I play with that? And I was just curious, how can I want to play with this. I want to play with how powerful I truly am. And so, and actually when we get back, I want to talk to you, there's really fun energies coming in with feminine and masculine energies, some things that have been coming up in my sessions, been coming up in my own personal life. And so I definitely want to talk to you about that when we get back. So we're going to take a quick break. Yeah. But when we come back, we're going to talk more about feminine and masculine energies and stepping into our power and what that looks like from those perspectives. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
What if your body and mind were the compasses to the secrets, mysteries, and magic of life? Glenna Rice, co-host of The Questionable Parent, is inviting you to access all that is possible. Glenna is a 10-year certified veteran access consciousness facilitator who offers an amazing variety of life-changing classes and workshops. Work with Glenna from anywhere, with teleclasses and workshops all over the globe. To learn more and see Glenna's current schedule of events, classes, and workshops, visit glennarice.com.
Wow. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By. I'm telling you, I got to pinch myself some days, because when each of us gets called to do something that we so not thought was in our wheelhouse to do for a purpose that's so much greater than us, we get to show up and shine.
If you would like to show up and shine on the Dr. Pat Show as a co-host or sponsor, send us an email to inspire@thedrpatshow.com.
Join in on one of the most life-transforming adventures in personal expansion and world service. In each of our upcoming shows, you're going to have the opportunity to join thousands as we focus healing energy to elevate and balance our world. This is a chance for like-minded individuals like you and I to join forces with light workers all over the globe as we light the way for peace, harmony, and a world driven by love. You'll also learn about magical innate abilities that you can develop and use to make your dreams come true. Joy Elaine, author of The Joy Chronicles, invites you to join her and millions of others working with the Galactic Masters, Angels, and the Ashtar Command as they assist humanity and planet Earth to achieve their ultimate destination of ascension. For more information, visit joyelaine.com. That's joy, ELAINE.com.
Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit truthtalkradioshow.com for upcoming transformative topics and guests.
What is a brilliant culture? And how do we create them? Why are they important? Claudette Rowley has created a breakthrough 5-step process to help you design a culture that is authentic, innovative, and successful. Learn how to create change with Cultural Brilliance Radio, the DNA of organizational excellence, and Claudette Rowley. To learn more or work with Claudette, visit ClaudetteRowley.com.
Is traditional medicine not working for you? Do you still feel as if your health isn't 100%? Here at the Holistic Medical Center, Dr. Nushin Darvish and the qualified staff look through the dimensions of wellness and start a healing plan prioritized to your needs. Our physicians assess the whole you until complete health is achieved. Get the help you need by visiting drdarvish.com or call 425-451-0404.
We're back on Truth Talk. I am your host, Deb Acker, and today I'm talking with my virtual assistant. We've been chatting about some of the interesting conversations we have around all kinds of different energies and awarenesses that are coming in. And today we are talking really about stepping into your power. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm having so much fun on your radio show, Deb. I love it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm so glad to have you here.
Thank you. So, just before we get in, because I know we're going to talk about like the new awarenesses and stuff that's really coming up for you and for the work that you're doing with clients at the moment. Because I know there's some like common themes, but I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions about, you were saying about how about illness. I know you mentioned the word energy upgrade. You see sickness as an energy upgrade. Can you just explain that a bit more? Because I didn't quite get it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I always view we're constantly, especially as you start to do, like if you're into energy work, if you're into energy clearing, you're every time you clear a new energy, your body is getting upgraded, right? You're getting downloaded with the next levels of energy that you need. In this situation, we're talking about stepping into your power. So one thing is you're getting downloaded with the next levels of energy to really step into your power, right? To be your next version, your higher version of yourself. So you keep vibrationally moving higher and higher and higher. And I always talk about like as you move vibrationally up, the vibrational scale, as you do that, then you end up like becoming, you feel better because you're taking out a lot of that heaviness that's in your body. And that even leads, like a lot of the energy clearing work has created that space for me to not be sick, right? To really be healthy and to be, when I do get sick, to choose really clearly and to be that powerful creator, to heal myself quite quickly. And so part of the way I've always talked about energy and like energy clearing and really healing, and when it comes to sickness, is that, before we start doing this work, we have all these stored emotions in our body, stored emotions from childhood. And the sense I get of it, and this is just a sense that I get, is that, basically when we get sick, that illness has a place for it to sort of attach onto our emotions, right? And so those emotions kind of anchor it and give it sort of a place for it to kind of stick around longer. And as you clear out those emotions, right, as you clear out those those energies, all of a sudden, when you get sick, it no longer has a place for it to anchor to, right? So you're sick, and then all of a sudden, as you move out of the illusion and move into the space that we're really timeless, that we're powerful creators, that we're powerful manifestors in our world, and as you move into a space where you're not feeling as heavy because you're not carrying around as much junk or emotions or baggage or however you want to describe it, as you move out into those spaces, it provides an avenue. It provides a space for us to heal ourselves a lot quicker, for us to return to, and for us to really return to the powerful creator beings that we truly are. And so that's just, it's just been my awareness and my experience as I've cleared more and more and more. All of a sudden, it's just like it's the truth of who we are is healthy, right? The truth of who we are is light.
Yeah.
The truth of who we are.
Yeah, your body wants to be healthy. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. We're light and love and just these vibrant beings. And so as you clear out these things that are, what I call your inherited truths, which are, your parents, your parents' beliefs, your subconscious programming that you took on from when you're a kid, as you clear those out, you return to the truth of who you are, which is a vibrant, healthy, light, love-filled being. And so it just creates this space for you to heal yourself quicker, for you to return to the truth that I can choose my reality at all times, and I can choose when I want to be healthy. And if I want to create being sick because I don't want to go to work, I can choose that too. Or because I want to rest because my body wants to rest. Or you don't have to create any sort of drama or story around it, and you could just say, I'm just going to rest today, or I'm not going to work today. I'm going to choose not to work today. So there's always the easier way to kind of go about it if you so choose. So it's really a cool thing.
That really reminds me of you've got a fabulous free gift on your website, which is this amazing PDF document, which when you were talking about inherited truths, it's brilliant because you really, it's a real step-by-step guide, and you start writing what's your truth and then what have I inherited and what's actually really me. So that's actually one way people can clear themselves a little bit, isn't it, even before working with you?
Yeah, if you're ready to take the personal growth journey and you're ready to start to open up and start to recognize, okay, wait, is this truly mine, or is this just a belief that I took on from childhood? I created it's the Living in Your Truth guide, and it's a guide that I created to take you step by step. You can do it, especially with the start of the new year. You can do it. It's set up to do month by month, but you could read through it all at once. You feel into it's it's up to you to really feel into what you're called. If you're called to just read through it all the way through, or if you want to take it month by month and start to work on, each step can be done in a month. And it's the first step is really starting to identify our subconscious programming, starting to identify some of the beliefs you took on from your parents. And so that's definitely a great entry into a lot of the work that I do, which is all about, healing our patterns, healing our pain, and really moving, how can you start to move into joy no matter what's happening in your life. So it's a really, really beautiful thing. And just you can head to bit.ly/living in your truth guide. It's just bit.ly/living in your truth guide. And so that's where the list, or you can head to my website at www.deboraacker.com. So you can head to either one of those places.
It's really fantastic. The first time I saw that guide, I thought, I've seen paid courses for $300 that aren't as good as this. It's really good.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I really put my heart and soul into that guide when I wrote it, and I channeled most of it. So it was interesting because the day that I wrote it was the day that Wayne Dyer crossed, and
no way.
Yeah, and it was just I remember finding out. I'm sitting on my we have a rooftop deck. It was really very interesting, and I felt very synchronistic, and I'm actually getting chills as we're talking about this. But there was just something about it that I felt very guided by him. It's he was one of the prime truth teachers in the world. And I just it was just really interesting because I started writing in it. It's a 40 or 50 page guide, and I channeled it in a day. It was just
no way.
Just most of it got written in a day. Yeah. There was a few things I added on towards the end, but it was literally, it was I was okay, I started writing and I just channeled it. And then I went out and met some friends and came back home and then channeled the rest. And that was when I had heard about his passing, and he had passed the night before. So it was just really, really interesting. And I just felt very synchronistic. So,
gosh, ladies and gentlemen, this is the life of Deborah Acker. She just drops that in as a side note. Yeah, I just channeled it in a day, and it was the day that Dr. Wayne Dyer died. And I'm getting chills. And as you said that, I started getting chills as well. And I'm sure that people listening will probably feel a bit of this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just beautiful. And the guide is just written. It's like, I was actually listening to something that Wayne Dyer talked about the other day, and he was talking about, like his work in the world. And he's like, I'm just sharing my love with you. And that guide for me is just one way that I share my love in the world and share what I came here to help people with. And so, it's my free guide. It's my gift to you. And I just really invite you to check it out.
Yeah, brilliant. Sorry, I've got a bit off topic here because we were going to start talking about all the things that's going on, and I just went off on a tangent talking about your guide.
Yeah, no worries. It's all good. It's all in flow. That was what that guy, when I wrote that guide, it was about being in flow, and it just felt flow. It was flowing for me.
Yeah. So just like really quickly, what are some of the main things that are coming up at the moment?
Yeah. So just
like go by themes, don't you? You always have like, it's this week, it's this. It's fascinating how your work flows.
Yeah. Like, so one of the things that's just coming up right now is these. So for us women, we've historically, like, in the last several decades, right, we've stepped into this masculine energy, and we're always like creating, we're trying to push, and we sort of like dismissed our feminine energy, right? We dismissed our felt like the only way for us to be right, or for us to be really like in our truth, was to be kind of in the masculine, right? Which is really not our truth, right? We picked to be in a feminine body because we picked to be able to, how do we actually step into our feminine and create from that space? Because if you tune into like sort of masculine, which is like pushing and driving forward, versus feminine, which is allowing and opening and receiving, the feminine energy, while historically we haven't perceived it this way, the feminine energy is really that place for us to really, it's really actually, we talk about stepping into our power. It's really even more powerful than the masculine energy. And so a piece of what we're being called to right now is really to open to that, right? To allow that, and to really, you let go of this defense, which is again that masculine defended space, and to allow ourselves to surrender and to relax, and just to really allow that your masculine, whether it's your partner, your boss, whoever that is, your teacher, to hold that masculine space, and for you to surrender and to relax, and sort of almost like take that, that deep collective breath that we've been waiting to. It's kind of like we've been holding our breath for so long, and it's like we're being invited to let go of that defense and to really allow ourselves to let the masculine hold the space, and for us to surrender into that masculine, and to stop needing to fill the space with conversation, to tell someone whether it's how to date us, or tell someone how to do their job, like, all those ways that we exercise control. We're being called to like actually to let go, to surrender, to allow that masculine to take that space, and for us to trust. And that's what we're really being drawn into. And so, when we come back, we're going to discuss more, and we're going to talk about New Year's goals too, because I know it's, we're coming on the new year. So stay tuned. We will be right back.
Yay.
On the cutting edge of the new mainstream, Christine Upchurch is passionate about bringing together science, psychology, and spirituality in a way that can be applied to our everyday lives for true transformation. The Christine Upchurch Show, stellar conversations to illuminate your journey, engages some of the most outstanding visionaries on the planet in lively dialogue to inspire you to become that bright light you're meant to be. Join Christine every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time on KKNW, AM 1150, and Transformation Talk Radio.
Tune in to Dynamics of Diversity Radio, scripting the new narrative for immigration with leading experts Kripa Upadhyaya and Steve Tanijo on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This show will remove the noise that often accompanies discussions on this topic and share a new perspective on the dynamics of immigration and diversity, ever reminding us that together we are all at the core of innovation, excellence, and positive change. Visit OrbitLawPLLC.com for upcoming topics. Artie Hoffman is the hottest psychic with the warmest heart and the host of the hit show Angels and Answers. A renowned psychic, medium, spiritual life coach, and an entertaining motivational speaker, Artie has helped over 15,000 people with his amazing intuitive gifts, his passion, and his humor. Call 877-ANGEL-02 to schedule a personal reading or to have your own psychic Artie party. That's 877-ANGEL-02. And visit ArtieHoffman.com and Angels and Answers on Facebook. Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com for upcoming transformative topics and guests.
Chris Stanis is a spiritual leader and healer and teaches a course on how you can transform your life through a meditation and healing system that will manifest your spirit's dreams. She manifested the Women of Wisdom Conference, the Women of Wisdom book, and this radio show. And she can show you how to change your life too. Are you ready? Visit the website and contact her at voicesofwomentoday.com. That's voicesofwomentoday.com.
Tune in to The Michael Shane Show, the third Tuesday of each month at 11 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com and connect with the ascended beings to raise your vibration and manifest the life you desire. Get ready to receive healing through the transphysical mediumship of Reverend Michael Shane and the ascended beings. Visit michaelshane.com. That's MyChael, Shane.com, and call 425-971-6632 to schedule your full healing session now.
Welcome back to Truth Talk. I am your host, Deb Acker, and today we are talking about stepping into your power. And really, I know like part of what's coming up is the new year, and how do we step into our power in the new year? Because that's really what we're being called to do. And so in this last segment, I want to talk about, my take on New Year's goals and some of the things I've been doing to sort of prepare and get ready for the new year.
Yeah, so what have you been doing? Because like December's been a time where a lot of people have really been reeling. And it's been like really galvanizing, hasn't it? So what are you doing now to kind of put that into perspective and to prepare going forwards? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, so I think like December for a lot of people has been a time where they're being called to really like actually rest and get prepared for the new year. And so it's like even with, I like when I got sick, I got knocked out on Saturday for like 17 or 18 hours. I was like, I slept like for 17 or 18 hours of that day. And it was just my body, right? It was just my body calling me to, to surrender, to let go, to rest and get prepared for, all these new energies that are wanting to be embodied and coming through. Right. And so, Sunday I actually ended up, taking a workshop, and it was affiliated with, Danielle Laporte's, desire mapping. And she had us basically, which was cool, like she had us identify a few words for the holiday. And truthfully, like I feel like I'm constantly just throughout the year. I don't just say like, okay, at the beginning of the new year, now's the time to set a goal. Right? Like I'm always setting goals for myself. I'm always moving towards something. I'm always continually focused on what I want to be creating in my world. Owning a piece of the powerful being that I am. Right? But I love this idea of the words, because part of what that helps me to do is like, okay, like where are my areas for opportunity, right? What am I wanting to create and bring more of energetically, and even just in terms of actually in the physical world, what am I wanting to create more of in 2017? And so the 3 words that came up for me were surrender, the word roar, like a lion roars, and blessed. So they're 3 completely different words, right? But like, so surrender, we talked like in the last segment a little bit about this, the feminine energies and that surrender, and how do we surrender and how do we let go? And so I really wanted to make that, an important piece of like my focus, and just sort of to keep allowing, because for me, my old conditioning was very much not about surrendering, right? About needing to have control, about taking control, about being in my masculine. And you guys, I know I'm talking about this sort of like, because being in a female body in this lifetime, I'm talking about this from feminine and masculine energies, but these are not hardwired to be like, oh, you're in a male body, so you're masculine, and you're in a feminine body, so you're feminine, right? There's many, masculine men that come in and actually have strong feminine energy. There's many females that come in with strong masculine energy, and it's meant to be flowing, right? It's meant to be just like, if you find yourself where you're only polarized to one end, that's where the opportunity is to actually to shift you and to balance you into that evenness, right? Into where you're just where you're knowing how to play in both energies, right? Because for me, like the masculine serves me many times. I mean, on some level, even though I was in an open, receiving, allowing place, when I wrote my guide, being able to like stay focused and push through it and keep, stay focused on the task at hand helped me to write that guide. So I was in this open, allowing space. So I was in some feminine energy, but I was also in some masculine, because I was quote unquote writing my guide, making that happen. And so I just really want to, like, I know I wrote an article for Elephant Journal not that long ago. And I had a couple of comments where people had said, oh, they really took it as black and white, like either you're feminine or you're masculine. And they're like, I want you guys to know wholeheartedly that it is about that fluidity, right? It's just about knowing how to, like, when, if you're in a relationship and you want to be in more of your feminine, if you're female and you actually want to be more in your feminine, right? You want the man or female in your relationship to be leading more. It's knowing how to actually step back and let go and let them hold the container so that you can step into that. Just like if you're a man and you right now you hang out in more feminine energy and you want to be able to step up and actually have more of your roar, which is actually my second word for the year, but like really, like how do you bring forth more of your fierceness and more of your warrior? And so there's many guys out there that have been taught that the warrior within them is actually bad or is actually wrong. And so instead they're, if anything, if they're connected to themselves, they're living from more heart than more warrior. And again, it's all about that balance. It's like, how can I bring forth my warrior? And it doesn't have to be from a place of heavy masculine or angry masculine, but it's like, it's your warrior from like taking a stand. And it's your warrior from like, if you ask every woman on some level, they want their man, in a safe way to step forward from the energy and the space of their warrior. And they want their man to bring their heart too. So they know it's not one or the other. It's this fluidity, and how do you hold both, right? And how do you shift from whatever the moment's calling for, right? If the moment's calling for more heart, or if the moment's calling for more warrior. And so roar for me actually in this lifetime really meant like it's really in this next year, it's really about having my voice, right? I'm going to be doing more speaking in the next year. And so roar for me is like speaking my truth, but it's also really having my voice, and how am I bringing my voice out into the world, at the next level, right? Like I'm planning on doing a TED Talk, and I'm planning on just speaking across the country and just looking at what that looks like and bringing that forth and bringing my message forth.
Yeah, stepping into your power. Mm-hmm. That's fabulous. So something it's popped into my head twice now, so I am going to mention it. You know how you're saying that like you kind of do live in a state of flow, and it's not like, okay, it's a new year, I'm going to make big changes. You're constantly, moving through change. And I think just something really lovely and particular about you is that because you have done so much of the work that you do for your clients, you've done on yourself, that you really are living in the moment and in awareness a lot of the time, aren't you? You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's interesting. Actually, I had a friend, this is actually really funny. So a friend of mine, she's known me for a while now, and we were at a workshop together, last weekend, and she was talking about her, like, she was sharing an experience that she has of me, right? And part of how I live, I'm like very much, definitely, as Elizabeth was talking about, is living in this present moment. And so she was joking with me. She's like, it's almost like when we have to be somewhere on time, where she's like, she basically is like, she feels me in these, hanging out in these other dimensions. And she's like, basically like, okay, come down to earth, like come back down. And, we're gonna, like, she's like, okay, we gotta be somewhere. So like, come down, to back in physical form, and so, part of what this, so I haven't always, I would say, hung out, quote unquote, in other dimensions in this physical body, right? Like I've done a lot of work so that I can sort of go from various dimensions and channel in what wants to be coming through. So many times, as we go up into the higher dimensions, they have higher awarenesses for us. So you can hang out in those places, and then you bring those back down into your physical body. And as you bring those down into your physical body, all of a sudden, part of it is it does create this energy of being timeless, right? Of like, they're not actually being, like, time sort of slows down. Like, or it just doesn't actually, I don't even say it slows down. It doesn't exist, right? So it's this weird way of like, when I'm up in another dimension, I can feel that time has completely just doesn't exist. And then I come back down and I'm like, oh, wait, I got to go catch my flight, or I got to be at this class at a certain time. And so it's these moving from these different dimensions. But I will say, as I've cleared out the things that took me out of presence, right? The emotions, this, the stored energies, the pain that I had from my childhood, from crazy things that happened in my childhood that we all experience, right? We all have some level of that in our childhood. So as I've cleared those out and shifted those, all of a sudden, then, like, it allows me to be in present moment, because there's no longer, this little girl that lives within me that's like, wait a minute, he hurt me. So, that gets focused on when somebody else shows up similarly to how someone showed up in my childhood, where I'm focused on that. Instead, it's like, because I've cleared the energy and I've took the energy or the emotion, the initial emotion off of it, of pain, of sadness, of hurt, my little girl within me no longer needs to focus on that when it happens in the present moment. And many times what ends up happening is that I don't notice it. Whereas 5 years ago or 10 years ago, I would have noticed it. I would have been focused on it. And it almost would have felt like this person was, in my present day, would have been intentionally hurting me. And so, it's a really, really beautiful thing. Is that clear?
Yeah. And another thing that I've written the word timeless twice. So what I've just realized is, having listened to your past shows, when you do your beautiful guided meditations, which are really healing, you're actually going into timelessness a bit there, aren't you?
Yes. So
that's like,
okay.
Yeah, it's like an example. I'm intuitive. I channel, but I don't have that timelessness aspect to my work.
Yeah. So what ends up happening is, like, as I channel, I do kind of, it's weird because it's about a month or two ago, somebody said to me, oh, you hang out in different dimensions. And I totally was like, no, I don't. Like I hadn't connected that was what was happening. Right. And so, it was a really interesting awareness when she said that to me. I was like, wait a minute, that's exactly what I'm doing. But it didn't dawn on me, right? Because this shift in time had become my new norm, right? Where it was like, oh yeah, I'm going to hang out here and I get these like crazy visions, or these, I take people on what I call energetic journeys, which are really meant to help you, like, we'll clear an energy. And then many energy healers kind of stop there. But part of what I love doing in my work is helping my clients integrate the energy energy, and I take them on this like cool, it's a cool channeled energetic journey that really allows them to integrate the energy that's been cleared so that they can actually, when they're in their everyday world, they can actually make a new choice. Because many times...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So let me just interrupt you because I love this. So after doing the clearing, you take them into timelessness. Yeah. And then when they come back into the physical, they bring that memory with them so that when something crops up, their reaction is different or they don't notice it. Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah, like it's, again, it's like this was just sort of dropped in from spirit, right? Dropped in from other dimensions where it wasn't like they said one day, this is what you're going to do. But all of a sudden I started getting these really strong visions as like, I've taken people like on mountains and just like across bridges and just like there's like this really like magical energy that starts to come in and these pictures. And then they give me the pictures and then it's like, okay, describe this as much as you can into words, but what ends up happening is the energy comes down. So, because of our collective consciousness, because of our oneness, we're all connected, right? And so when I'm getting this vision, as you clear, you just return back to that space of truth and that space of clarity. And so as I'm getting this vision, and I'm describing it verbally, they're being taken into it too. And most people like end up leaving and it's sort of like they have that like holy, like what was that? And that was timelessness, right? It was timelessness. It was magic. It's sort of the world that we can all live in as we clear out our stuff and as we open to the world that's really calling to us, as we open to stepping into our power, and as we open into it's basically the magic and miracles that are always waiting that we've forgotten about because we bought into these inherited truths and these realities of our childhood. Like it's like when you think about a child when they come in all love and light, and they come in with all joy, and they have this memory of the joy and the play and the fun and everything, just like it's like if you get around Christmas or around Halloween and all these different times of year where kids just get really excited and they're in the magic and they're in the play of it, right? And so as you clear out these things that, that you bought into, where it's like, oh, there's a certain reality to life and life has to be hard and life can't be fun. And so as you buy into all of that stuff, all of a sudden you forget that. And part of the goal of my work is as we clear out, these bought stories, these stories that we've bought into, you can return to the joy that's always coming in, the play that's always coming in, the magic and the miracles and just the fun that is always awaiting us if we can actually return to sort of like that silly giddiness that we have when we're kids.
Oh, that's what I want to go there. I want to go to the Magic Bridge. Let's go.
Yeah, it's kind of like something like the bridge I saw was something you would see in I don't know if Harry Potter would be the right. I don't really watch Harry Potter, so but that's what's coming up to kind of use as an example. It's sort of like you just step into this like magic land, or whether it's that or it's Wizard of Oz. It's like you just step into these golden magic lands. They're filled with gold and filled with treasure, and it's like you get to just open to that energy. And as you do, it just really, really shifts. It just really, really changes everything. And it integrates, and that integration, part of what I feel when, many times when we do energy clearing sessions, in the past when I've worked with other energy healers, when I've done those, they haven't always, worked because what's happened is we've cleared it. It's been great. We've cleared the energy, but then actually moving from that into when I'm in my everyday and am back in my energetic space, then it's like I'm back in my old choice. And so it has to be that really conscious, like, oh wait, this was clear. Now I got to choose new. Whereas if you bring someone in just to the feeling of it, they've already felt it. So then they have a stronger memory of it and they're able to choose it. They're more likely and able to choose it when it comes up in their everyday world. And part of it is just, it's like it's continual choice until we end up, not like until we end up, it just ends up being integrated, right? Until it ends up being integrated within us. So yeah, no, it's a really beautiful thing.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So what I want to close out with today, just some of the energies that have been brought up. We're going to close out with a quick activation. And it's been just so great, like having this conversation with you. It's just so much fun to talk about all these energies that come up and all these.
I can feel the activation starting already, to be honest. It started about 30 seconds ago, didn't it?
Yes. So it's like basically, for those of you guys who are new to my activations, basically we're going to just bring light all the way through the body, and I will walk you through that step by step. And then we're just going to expand that light out 5 feet, 10 feet, all the way out to the entire universe. And this is going to actually be a pretty quick one, but just go ahead and close your eyes. And just taking a nice deep breath, just breathing in through your nose and filling your belly and the sides of the body, the chest and the legs with air. And just exhaling out. And just connecting to the light that's 300 feet above your head. And we naturally do this when we pray. So just see, sense, or feel that light, whatever comes up for you naturally. And just allowing this liquid light to come down in through your forehead, down past your eyes, down past your nose and ears, down past your mouth and into your throat, across your shoulders, down your torso, down into your hips, down your legs, and out through your feet. And just connecting into the center of the earth that feels like mother's love. It's all ooey and gooey and warm and nurturing. And just allowing this liquid light to come back up through your feet, up through your legs, up through your torso, and up through your face. And just one more time, just a liquid ray of light just coming down into your face, down your torso, down your legs, and out through your feet. And back up through your feet, up through your legs, up through your torso, and up through your face. And just see that light expanding from the center of your heart all the way out into the room that you're in, all the way out into the street that you're on, all the way out into the city that you're in, all the way out into the country that you're in, wherever you're located, the state or country, all the way out to the entire continent, just allowing your body just to open, expand, and breathe, and just open, expand, and breathe, and all the way out to the entire universe, past all the galaxies, past all the planets, just super, super, super big. Good. Just allowing your body to open, expand, and breathe, and open, expand, and breathe. And just everywhere you are not taking full responsibility in your life, everywhere that in some way you're being, you're feeling like a victim, you're just allowing life to just happen to you, just exhaling that out of your body and just breathing in choice, breathing and stepping into your power, just breathing in choice, breathing and stepping into your power, and breathing in choice and breathing and stepping into your power. And just everywhere that you are not stepping into your power, just exhaling that out of your body and just breathing in truth, breathing in choice, breathing in power, and breathing in truth, breathing in choice, breathing in power. One more time, just breathing in truth, breathing in choice, and breathing in power. And just allowing yourself to really feel how powerful you truly are and to really embody, stepping into and embodying that power. And just taking a nice deep inhale and exhale, just feeling wherever you are right now, and feeling your body sitting in the chair, and just slowly opening your eyes. And with that, I want to thank you all for tuning into Truth Talk. I always love hearing from my audience. If you have a comment on the show or would like to introduce yourself, you can send me a note on the contact page of my website at deboraacker.com. And there you can also sign up for my free Living in Your Truth guide. And in January, we'll be having some new, awesome, amazing guests. So until next time, I hope you have a great rest of your year, a great holiday, and a great new year. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the new year.
Thank you for listening to Truth Talk Radio with your host, Deb Acker. Tune into Truth Talk Radio every Wednesday at 3 Pacific Time on TransformationTalkRadio.com and experience the truth of who you are and who you came here to be. Each week, Deb interviews an inspiring guest and illuminates the truth to a wide range of topics, including love, life, purpose, career, consciousness, and abundance. Welcome to the world of infinite possibilities. For more information about Deb, including how to contact or work with her, visit truth-talk-radio-show.com. Look forward to seeing you next week for more Truth Talk Radio.